before we sign off, I want to ask you.
Yeah, what's up?
What would be your official ranking then for all the Toy Story movies?
Dude, that's hard. That's actually really hard.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh no, you know what? There's one more thing I almost forgot to explain why I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. For Toy Story, but I didn't want to spoil it. But hey, here we are. So the reason why I give it an 8.5 out of 10 instead of like a solid like 9 or 9.5 is because of the lack of the other toys like being in it. They didn't really do their part, unfortunately.
Okay.
You don't really get to see them.
Yeah.
And
they're more on the side.
on the side, they're very
they're like in the background.
in the bench.
Yeah.
They're on the bench. I'm like, oh man.
They focus a lot more on the newer ones.
Yeah, but that's kind of unfortunate. But I mean, at least the new toys were really cool. But
and we got a good amount of them of those older toys in the first 3 movies.
It's true, which is true.
So it's like they wanted to move on from them to the newer ones. But it's still nice seeing them.
It's still nice seeing them. Yeah.
Even though yes, they were on the bench.
I wish
especially Jesse and Bullseye. They're featured so prominently in the second one and the third one even, and in this one there's. You see Bullseye for like
a little bit,
like 2 minutes. Tops,
yeah.
But that's what Pixar wanted to go with. They wanted to focus more on the newer ones. Which I was okay with. Thankfully, they were great characters.
They're great characters.
Very, very funny and just like, in my opinion, I wouldn't say they're better than the older ones, but I still needed more time. But they were very enjoyable, and I like how they were written, the new ones.
All right, so back onto the ranking thing. Oof, man, that's hard. Like honestly, because like we've been saying, like Toy Story, all their movies are good. So it's like how I rank them. But if I had really had to, number 1, no, I'm gonna start with number 4. Number 4 is gonna be Toy Story 2. It's not saying I'm not saying it's bad or anything, but if you're comparing it with each other, it's probably like I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. Like I don't know. This is all about Woody too.
Yeah.
And then you have the 4th movie being all about Woody as well. But this is with Woody's origin story.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. It's just hard to say why I put it at number 4, but it's just
you enjoy all the Toy Story movies, but you just enjoy more than you enjoy this one less, I guess.
Less, yeah, I guess.
Well, less, you enjoy the other ones more than the second one.
Yeah.
Even though the second one you think is still great. Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
Yeah. It's just I don't know. It's just, if we're gonna really compare to each other, I just felt like that. Like you said, like I just enjoyed this one just a little least. You know what I mean? And so that's number 4 for me, Toy Story 2. Number 3 would have to go to that's where it gets really hard, honestly. Yeah. I know what I'm gonna say for number 1, but like putting everything else in between, I'm like, oh, it's hard.
Yeah,
that's really hard.
Yeah. I had to think about this one too a lot.
I think number 3. I'm gonna have to put Toy Story 4 in there. Yeah. Just cause, like I said, like you don't really get to see the old toys like doing their thing again. Like, but like you said, like they had 3 movies, they had their chance. They did their thing.
Yeah.
But it would have been nice to at least see them like do something.
Yeah.
By the end of the film, like, hey, they're like the reinforcements or something. I don't know, but I mean, I guess there were, but like, I don't know, they weren't really with Woody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they weren't like, hey, we got your back, blah blah blah, or anything like that. No matter what, But obviously, the way it's written, it's kind of hard to do.
Yeah.
So, but it is what it is. You don't really get to see them, and the fact that they actually went with Bonnie, not really acknowledging Woody. She's a child and all, but like it's doesn't mean you have to like it.
Yeah.
It happened, but not that's not it doesn't mean that everyone's gonna agree with it or whatever. But that's just how the story goes. People do things that you disagree with in life, and that's how it goes.
Yeah.
But at least the new characters definitely made up for it. They kind of like tip back the scale a little bit, but I would have loved to at least see a little more from the old toys. But that's just me.
Yeah.
So I put that at number 3. Number 2 is gonna have to be the first one. It's definitely like such a groundbreaking movie.
Yeah.
It was such a like a new thing at the time.
Yeah.
It was nothing like it. I love that movie. Like I had the VHS, played it over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I consider that as like when I was a kid, it was like my favorite 3D movie back then.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know,
it was
even
like one of the only 3D movies back then.
Back then, yeah, and it was such a like it was done well.
Yeah.
Like even if it was just a first.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, yeah, the age started to show when more movies come out. You know,
Yeah.
with more Toy Story movies. But for what it was such a like. You know, it was a revolution.
It's a very unique looking movie too.
Yeah.
Like there's no other movie like it.
Yeah, I remember like there was also like a series called like Movie Magic or something, and they really did an extensive like episode on Toy Story of how like they you know made those models and like it was such a like new thing. Like what the heck is all this? Like why is there all these like graphs and whatever like 3D models and stuff? Like it's like what is going on? Like like this is all new to me as a kid. I'm like. Oh, there's just so much.
Yeah, back in the day, in the mid '90s, that was really hard to do. Like it was like almost impossible to do. But they managed to pull it off.
Like, because you look at video games of how when they look in 3D, they look like shit.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Especially like Lara Croft and like Final Fantasy characters and stuff.
Yeah, just all like polygons. And
polygons,
shit.
yeah.
Their boobs are like just like.
Yeah, like triangular.
Boob,
very triangular, polygonal, whatever. But that then comes like Toy Story, which is like still around the 90s. Still, it's just like what the heck what is this? They actually have like roundness to it. It's like
everything looks so polished. It just looks nice, like for the time.
And even it had some lighting too. You know, there's some scenes that took in the day. There's rain. You know, at one point too. There was night scenes, and it all looked really good at the time. And then you know you had like it was a good variety too. It was like you know you had a human villain on the side like you know Sid. Yeah. And you know and also will they bring back Sid for like the 5th movie? You know?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because he's like you know obviously he experienced he's the only human that ever experienced the toys moving. Yeah. He's the only one. So it's like. What happened in between? You know, did he go to therapy? Did he like, you know, was able to explain like
psycho ward or something?
Yeah, like you know, did they consider him insane? Yeah, you know, did he get all this like treatment or whatever just to like try to like maybe erase like what happened or whatever? Yeah, is it brainwash him or like not brainwash him, but like you know make it help him forget? Yeah, just to like you know make him healthy again. You know, yeah, and then like if he ever sees him again, would it like all kick back and then like he's be like, whoa, he's gonna like freak the fuck out, dude. I want to see that, dude. It would be so funny.
It would be so Toy Story 6.
Yeah, Toy Story 6.
In his 40s.
Yeah, like by the time we were all like old and shit. But no, but like you know, it was such a like great variety of like I guess like antagonists, I guess you know, like with Sid's toys. You know, they're kind of bad at first, but they're you know at the end they're just victims of Sid. Yeah, you know, being mangled and you're all mutated looking, and they just. You know, they had to go through that torture because Sid is like that sadistic kid.
I remember the baby head on the fucking spider
thing. He's called Babyface. He's officially called Babyface.
And there's a fishing pole with the legs.
Yeah, that's legs.
The duck on the skateboard.
Yeah, and he's like buff too. He has a buff body. He had a spring under. Yep. And then there was like other ones too. It was freaky, but you know, it also like. It was so different too because you know, it's a cartoon, but it was also like really creepy and dark on one part, and it was like really cool and like wholehearted and like really lighthearted at the time too. You know, there's just such a variety of parts, and then like there's the whole thing with the aliens and stuff. You know, like ooh, and it had the like weird like creepy kind of almost like weird. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. Like almost like a psychedelic sort of feel. It was such a good mixed like bag. Yeah. You know, so that's why I put number 1, the first one as number 2. Okay. So number 1 for me is Toy Story 3 because it was such a like you know, good like you know movie to almost rap on. You know what I mean? Like it was so like well put together. It almost acted as like a really good conclusion. They're moving on. The whole torch passing thing. And there's like a whole good variety too, like you know, with Lotso and all the other new toys coming into play, and then there's like a whole bunch of good gags in there with you know, especially Buzz in Spanish mode.
Oh, dude, that
was hilarious! And then Mr. Potato being Mr. Tortilla Head. Yeah. Oh man, and the pigeon like picking at him like this is fucking awesome. Yeah. And then all the other toys like they're doing their thing too, and then there's like that. You know, that moment where like you're thinking they're gonna die, like, and you know they're in that the
incinerator.
the incinerator.
Yeah.
And they're all like holding hands and stuff. Like it
just,
really shows that like unity, the sense of like togetherness and
Yeah.
unity and stuff. So I really like that part.
Yeah.
They got to show everyone.
Yeah.
Especially with Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah.
He got like a pretty good amount too.
Oh yeah.
So that's why I really like Toy Story 3 because they had like that nice balance of like that new updated look to it.
Mm-hmm.
Good graphics, everything, but like
Yeah.
that the sense of like the unity of the group.
Yeah.
You really got to see that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And but with 4, you didn't really get to see that.
Yeah.
But obviously with Woody, he got together with the other toys, the new characters. But they really didn't get to like really utilize the older toys.
Yeah.
But we got what we got. So,
Yeah.
Sorry to like talk about that part really long, but I really really liked the first one. For what it was.
Yeah.
But it's at number 2. But anyway, what about you? What about you?
Also, I'm like similar to you when it comes to liking all the Toy Story movies. I love every single one of them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really hard to rank them all.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just gonna rank them by how much I enjoy the movies.
Mm-hmm.
So I enjoy all the movies, but there
Mm-hmm.
are certain movies I like more than others. So my lowest ranked Toy Story movie in number 4 would I would pick the first one, Toy Story 1.
As what? Number
as the fourth one.
Fourth one. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
the last one. So I'm going last two best.
Okay.
So number 1, the first movie is my number 4.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's not the. I'm not saying it's not the worst,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not saying it's the worst, but
Mhm.
it's I still love it. It's iconic.
Mm-hmm.
But just it just shows its age in the animation.
Oh yeah, I understand. Yeah.
But and it's also like it's the most simple. Like the story is very simple. I guess it's the most one that's like kid friendly. Like it's just like a very simple kiddie story. It's also pretty deep too, but it's mostly just a very kid movie. You
right.
know what I mean?
Let me add one more thing about the first Toy Story. It's that it was the story. Even though you did say it's kid friendly, it was also pretty unique because it's even though
at the
Sid,
time, yes,
at the time, because even though Sid was looked at as the bad guy,
yeah,
it was all about the conflict between Woody and Buzz. So
yes,
there's really technically no like main villain. Sid really didn't like add too much conflict. He didn't like bully Andy or anything. So like it wasn't he wasn't like exactly like your typical villain. He just kind of he just happened to be there. But they went up in his, with him because he picked them up from the pizza planet or whatever.
Yeah, he wanted from the crane machine.
Yeah. So it's not like he didn't really know about Woody or Buzz or Andy by any means. They were just neighbors. They didn't really like know each other at all. They weren't really acquainted by any means. So he was just kind of just there, But it was like the main conflict was just that Woody didn't like Buzz because he's the new toy, and Woody was jealous.
Yeah,
that was the main plot point of the story. So that itself is really unique to me, and that's why I really enjoyed Toy Story that much more. It just had a really unique story at the time too. Yeah. Because a lot, like most stories, will have a villain of some sorts, but this one is like one of the very few where it's just all about two protagonists with two different views, pretty much. Where one thought he is Buzz Lightyear. He's not a toy. Where Woody is, the old veteran. He knows he's a toy. And he's just trying to tell Buzz that, but at the same time he's like he's trying to stay on top as Andy's favorite toy. But as a lot of kids go through it, they get the hottest toy. They're like really having a lot of fun with it, and they think, oh well, I'm probably gonna be forgotten. But no, he's gotta he's gotta believe in Andy. He still loves Woody. He's like his favorite still. Blah blah blah, whatever. But sorry.
No, it's all good. Yeah.
Continue.
I mean, thinking about it now, going back, it's amazing how much Toy Story has revolutionized storytelling, especially in the animation for kids. Cause back in the day, kids movies were just like simple, like just very simple story, simple kind of humor. Not it wasn't really that thought provoking, but when the first Toy Story came out, that changed everything.
Yeah.
Because it was mostly for kids, but also when adults watch it, or watching it now as an adult, you appreciate more of the themes and the story and the emotional beats. That's how it is with each and one of these Toy Story movies. Yeah, and each one it gets better with not just the animation, but like the story and the emotions that they give out. That's why I'm saying I love all Toy Story movies. It is probably one of my favorite franchises.
Yeah.
But if I had to rank them, the first one would be in my number 4, the bottom one. Now the third one, my third favorite one. Well, I don't know. I thought about it a lot. I'm gonna say the third and the second one are tied. Ooh. Like they can duke it out between them. So it would have to be between Toy Story 2 and Toy Story 4.
Toy Story 2 and 4?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like they can be somewhere in the middle. They're somewhere. If I had to choose, I guess for a solid third one, it would be the second one, and then the Toy Story 4, the recent one, would be my second favorite Toy Story. Yeah, but that can switch, Yeah, it depends on. I have to rewatch the second one, but I remember the second one. I last time I saw it was a couple of years ago. It's still somewhat fresh in my mind, and I enjoyed it. It's still a great story, very fun. Especially with the whole Buzz, getting his group together to go rescue Woody. Yeah. With Slinky and Rex Potato
Ham.
and Ham. Yeah. Like that whole bit was just hilarious, and him fighting Zurg and his other Buzz Lightyear that was actually like him, like his old Buzz, but Buzz was like, "Nah, I don't have time for this." Yeah. But I love that.
Oh that was a great segment.
Yeah. And I'm just enjoying the whole backstory of Woody. I like the whole bit. How he started as the whole TV show with him and Bullseye, and knowing how his show ended in a cliffhanger, and realizing that they never made a last episode because they canceled it. And that was that was interesting to watch. And we just talked about Toy Story 4 and how great that one is too. Those are solid like 9.5s, like high like solid 9s. The first Toy Story, the my least favorite Toy Story one would be a 9 still. Like all these movies are still at least a 9 out of 10 for me. So Toy Story 1 as number 4. Number 3 would be Toy Story 2 or 4. Number 2 would be Toy Story 2 or 4, either one. And my all-time favorite Toy Story would be Toy Story 3. It's just like you mentioned before, how just beautiful it all ends. How emotional it gets towards the end. Yeah. With Andy handing off his old toys to Bonnie, and just showing that part of him playing with Bonnie with his old toys for one last time. And just the whole segment was just that last scene was just, it just got me really good, and I hardly ever cry in movies, and that got me really good. And it always gets me whenever I rewatch that movie. It always gets me. And in my opinion, it has the best villain, the Toy Story villain, Lotso. They're just fucking badass, like fucking douchebag, like I said before, like asshole. Which how a villain's supposed to be. A proper villain's supposed to be very well written. You understood his motives too. And it's just everything about it was just near perfection. 10 out of 10. Yeah. For me, that movie. And that would be my ranking right there. Man. Yeah. So my all-time favorite, Toy Story 3.
Yeah, and that's my all-time favorite too. Yeah. So obviously yours is still a little like whoa, like in the middle, because like you said, like those two out of there can duke it out.
Yeah. Toy Story 2 and Toy Story 4. Yeah. Whatever. They're tied. I would say, but yeah, they can duke it out. Sure.
Oh yeah. It's just, I don't know. Like to me at the time too, like it kind of when I was younger, I felt that like the sequel curse or whatever too,
Mhm.
like it just wasn't like as good as the first one, but it was still good for what it is. It's it's a second Toy Story
Yeah.
that I enjoyed. It's just it like I said, like the first one left such a really strong impression on me.
Yeah.
Like everything I said, that the second one didn't do as much, but of course, as I got older, I did appreciate some of the things that I've done.
Yeah.
Where
But I remember I was like you too. Like as a kid, when I watched the second one, I didn't like it as much.
Mm-hmm.
But ever since I watched it again when I was older, I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit, it's a fucking great movie. This Toy Story 2.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
funny. Yeah, it's really funny.
really hilarious. With
Yeah.
you got Stinky Pete.
Yeah.
What was the collector's name? Like Randy or something? Or it was like he was the one that's like super obsessed with Woody.
Yeah, the fat dude. Yeah.
A fat dude.
Yeah.
Whatever his name is, like
Yeah.
he's.
I think Randy. I think
It might have been Randy, but
Yeah.
whatever. Like
Gus. What? He looked like Gus.
maybe a Gus. I don't know. I think I don't know. The collector, or the nerd. Let's just call him that. He's like that they cover that aspect of toys. People
Yeah.
there are people who are obsessed with with certain toys, and they're to the point where it can look almost creepy. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
and that's still like prominent today now, and it's even more in today's society because you can see people post their shits on the internet, on Reddit and shit, and just like they show off their collection, they flex.
yeah, they flex. Yeah, they
and
flex
it's just
hard.
people are crazy with collecting shit, dude.
Yeah.
And yeah, it comes to show that how that movie, even back then, people were crazy about collecting shit.
Yeah.
And they managed to revolve the story around that.
Yeah, the whole like obsession thing too, like, and then where
Yeah.
Woody, it's like it's weird because like kind of ironic in a way because like in the first one Woody doesn't really like realize what he really was.
Yeah.
And but Buzz Lightyear, he obviously knew what
Yeah.
he was. He's he thought he was a space commando, whatever, out in space just shooting aliens or whatever. But Woody like never really did what he was actually made to do, which is being an actual cowboy named Woody. You know what I mean? He was just like normal. He was just like a normal
toy,
normalized person, I guess, in a way.
But
But
like
then
a normal toy for a kid.
Yeah, for a kid.
That's how he thought he was.
yeah, and then so in the second one he comes to realize what his origin is.
Yeah,
It's
he realized, I had a TV show, I have my own gang.
yeah.
His own horse, his
I have a
partner,
horse. Yeah.
and the prospector. He
Yeah.
had his own everything, like group. So that was cool to like find out, like, oh shit, yeah, he had all that. And then they canceled this last episode.
Yeah, because like whatever.
Woody's Roundup. That's what it was
Woody's
called.
Roundup. Yeah, that's man. That's
I just remember the music, dude. That's how iconic that fucking music is, man.
Yeah. Yeah. And then and then they even have like a blend of like more of Buzz Lightyear stuff too, like where you have Zurg, you know. So it still had like some sci-fi going on, with Buzz Lightyear's lore, I guess you can say.
Yeah, Zurg, of course, obviously is like a spin-off or like a mock character of Darth Vader.
Yeah, like a parody of
Parody, yeah, there you go.
of Darth Vader almost. Yeah. Like
they even do a Star Wars reference in that movie.
Yeah.
And Zurg is like, "Oh, I am your father."
Like,
Like,
no. Yeah, and then they play catch with each other. Like, like nice, great catch, Dad, or something. Yeah. And Zurg is like, way to throw, son, or something like that. Something like that. Yeah. It's that's really funny. But maybe we'll see them in the fifth movie. I don't know. Maybe the fifth movie is where like everyone from the past movies will like come together. It's like everyone is here, so that's
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, so that's pretty much like we went on we went on pretty long, but this is stories. This is Toy Story.
We have to, man.
We have to. I'll probably like separate the this one too with just like for ranking.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So obviously so we had the spoilers. Well, we had a non-spoiler movie review, and then there's the spoilers, and then the ranking.
Yeah.
So sorry about the maybe the possible abrupt endings for one of them, but that's just the nature of these things.
Because this might be the last Toy Story, so might as well do the ranking right now.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah. If they do come out with this one, we'll do a new ranking.
We'll do a new ranking. We'll talk about it again.
Yeah.
Because it's Toy Story. I don't have a problem with that. It's awesome.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Anyways, anything else you wanted to say for Toy Story?
No, I just want to say, I'm almost 30 years old, and I fucking love this franchise.
Mm-hmm.
That's how important it is to me. You know,
Mhm.
as a kid, rewatching the first one, the second one, the third one. Like I've seen this movie, Toy Story 4, 2 times now. I don't mind watching it again. You know, that's how great and iconic these movies are. This whole franchise is as a whole. So yeah, it's just fucking great. We live in a great time with that we get to enjoy these Toy Story movies.
Mm-hmm. I think the 90s were like really a good time for that. It just happened to be doing that at the good time because they were able to perfect just enough for 3D technology for to make such a great movie.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we have all these like new toys like to really relate with. You know what I mean? Like, and also like just how different toys were becoming too.
Yeah.
At the time too, like all the action figures and all the stuff and whatever. Like, so it was definitely a good time to be a kid. And then so kids love toys, especially back then. I don't know about now. I don't know.
Yeah, now they're gonna have to. I don't know. They're gonna have to get creative now because kids nowadays they don't really play with toys. They're always on their tablets or phone. You know.
Yeah, because like I remember like I went outside to play with my toys, which is like no one does.
No one does that
nowadays. Maybe I see like a few kids, but like they just play with like Beyblades or sometimes.
Yeah, I noticed the toy section at Walmart and Target. You know, they're not as big as they were before. You know, there's like fucking like at most like 4 or 5 aisles of toys. But like before it used to be like they used to like fucking be bigger. It used to like advertise that more in the toy section with like all the different the drawing the pictures and the different cardboard cutouts.
Yeah.
And this is a toy section. Now you have to like kind of look for it. It's like where's they don't really announce it that much. So it's like you see it. The toy business nowadays. It's just like not as prominent as it was before, as it was say 10, 15 years ago, which is sad. But we're just moving on to the digital age.
Yeah, man, because we got all the iPads and the drones and just like stuff to collect, really, not to just play with anymore. Because we have amiibos and all these plush dolls of like video game characters and stuff. Like things are just different. You just collect things now more than ever. Like especially like the cards too, the Pokemon cards and Magic cards and all that. They're still strong. So there's those there are people out there that just collect those too. Yeah. Like me, I still collect Pokemon cards here and there. But if we behind that camera is all these amiibos I've collected. Yeah. And I don't really do anything with them, you know what I mean? Other than
nice to look at.
It's just nice to look at. They're cool. Yeah. I have some plushies over there behind there too. But it's just like it's hard. It's really hard to say like just because we just live in a different time, and just it's things have changed and kids are now I think a good part of it is because just video games got better.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
And the internet got better, so like you don't have to like finding you just have to sit here, find your sources of entertainment just right there. Like why would I move? Why would I move out of this chair? That's kind of a sad thing. It's kind of a trade off. Like the internet is great and all, but that this activity is now like pretty much almost dead, in a way, in comparison to like 10 years ago or 20 years ago even. Yeah. So things are just different.
Oh yeah. Because Toy Story came out at the perfect time, like you said, like in the mid '90s. Back when before the internet was even really a thing. Kids were crazy about toys, and they see a movie called Toy Story. It's like, oh, I want to go see that. And sure enough, it was a huge success. Huge success.
It was such a different thing.
It's still ongoing today, to this day. And that's crazy, dude.
And the kids still enjoy it too.
Yeah.
They're like when you first time watched it, like someone brought the Buzz Lightyear action figure thing too, right? Yeah. So that they're still making those, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
People were laughing. The adults were laughing, having a good time. Everyone would clap at the end too. For both showings, everyone was clapping. So everyone had a good time with this movie.
Yeah. The time we went together, the kids were loving it. It was just it just goes to show that even Toy Story is still going strong in these generations,
Mm-hmm.
despite the whole trend with toys being very different.
Yeah.
Would it bring kids back to playing with toys outside and stuff? Probably not.
No.
But like it just celebrates the love of toys in general.
Yeah.
I think we still I think kids still do play with toys, but it's just in their house. We don't see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very secluded, I guess,
Yeah.
for them in comparison to what we did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Like, I see that with my family, like with my little nieces and nephews.
Mm-hmm.
They're like like between like 5 and 8 years old. And recently, I had a birthday party. Well, for my mom's birthday, we had a party at my house, and then back in the day, we would they would either bring their own toys or they would we would play games in my room and stuff. But no, most of the time, my little niece and nephews, they would be on their phone the entire time, and that's how they played the entire time. Yeah, because they're gonna be bored. They're not gonna want to talk to anyone else. They're just gonna be on their phone the whole time. So that's the life we live in now. It's just all phones and tablets.
Yeah, and then and the fact that also it doesn't really help that mobile games are prominent, very prominent around this generation too, with like Fortnite, and in the beginning we had Angry Birds and stuff like that. Angry Birds is still going too.
Yeah,
somehow
they came out with a fucking sequel.
Yeah, Clash of Clans, Clash of Clans, and like just stuff like that. That also reinforces the fact, of phones being like the thing now. That's the kid's toy. That is the toy for them.
Because it's easy, instead of bringing a bunch of physical toys, or like a big old box of toys,
just have
they
little
just have
thing.
a little thing. That's it. It's like your phone, and just have it like 20 different apps on there. You can just choose whatever you want, and just boop.
Yeah.
Easy like that.
Easy is it's easy. It's
easy as pie.
Easy as pie. Yeah, it's an easy way to calm your baby down or whatever, man. Just keep
put on YouTube. Just watch whatever cartoons on there.
Yeah, you can see everything. You can see Netflix. You see like YouTube. You see Twitch. Excuse me. And then with like Ninja and stuff like that.
Yeah.
People.
I mean, it's convenient. Yeah, but I'm just saying how much how the times have changed from back in the day till now.
Yeah.
It's just crazy, man.
Yeah, things are just different, man. Yeah, because like I saw that when I was when I used to work at a restaurant. I see whenever kids are around, they're on their phones, they're on their iPad. Even the babies, they're just playing on an iPad. Also, like at one time I was at the airport. I was waiting for the flight to go to Japan with my family, and then I see like this family. There's a dad, there's two kids. One boy, one girl. The boy was like on his iPad, and then the girl was like trying to get the iPad. Like, she's like, I want the iPad. And I was like, no. And and they were like fighting over that iPad, man. That's just like, I was like, dang, dude. I don't want to say it's sad, but it's just like, dang, things are just different.
It's different, yeah.
Because like, iPads aren't cheap, so like you can only get one, and then they're gonna fight over it. That's like a drawback about these things.
Yeah,
it's so expensive.
They're fragile too. You gotta be
fragile.
careful.
Yeah, they're not durable. They're not kid proof.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean that's how it is now, man.
Yeah,
it's just all tablet stuff. No, hardly ever plays with toys anymore. So.
Will that stop Toy Story? I don't think so. No, the love of Toy Story will still go strong.
Yeah.
Whether they come out with another one or not, they'll probably have like more rides or like some sort of like spin-off.
That's the beauty of these Toy Story movies. Like they like story wise, they don't get outdated. You know, if like compared to like the Emoji Movie. That's just gonna get outdated too, because in the near future, no one's gonna they're gonna look back at that and be like, they're gonna laugh at it. Like, people actually thought it was a good idea to make a movie about emojis. Like, what? Why? Like, that's dumb.
Yeah.
Like you compare Toy Story to fucking the Emoji Movie. It's like, like it's like fucking like night and day. It's just like big difference, dude.
big ass difference.
I haven't seen Emoji Movie, but I heard it's like fucking trash.
You don't even have to watch it to know. It's just it's a movie about emojis.
I already knew from since it was announced. They're making a movie about emojis. Like, whatever. Aren't they planning to do a movie about the fidget spinners? Like, that's just gonna get old. Like why? Like they're making a Minecraft movie too. We talked
Now,
about that.
yeah. Now
Like,
they're gonna.
yeah, they're gonna. It's gonna come out like in the next 2 years. Like I guess Minecraft is kind of having a comeback, but still, it's
They're still making games for it too.
Yeah,
They're gonna have like that dungeon, like the overtop dungeon game with Minecraft stuff, like you can just like hack and slash and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's still kind of going strong.
Yeah.
But
it's crazy. Yeah, but I don't know. It might surprise us. It might be good.
Yeah, it might be good.
I thought the Lego movie when they first announced that I thought it was dumb as hell.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it. I fucking loved it.
Yeah, the Lego movie. Yeah.
Yeah. The first one at least. The second one was okay, but the first one was definitely better. Lego Batman was good too.
Yeah, Lego Batman. Yeah. Oh yeah. We watched that one.
Yeah.
So a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, as much as we like to talk more about Toy Story,
Yeah. No, I think we're good. Yeah,
I think
we
it's a
talked
good
good
place to cap on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Toy Story for you, man.
Yep.
It gets us going, dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I guess the next big movie we're gonna look forward to next is Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Yeah.
Maybe Lion King before that.
Yeah. When is Lion King coming out?
It's like early July-ish.
So is it after? Is after Spider-Man, right?
It's probably like right after Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I want to say, but let me just look that up real quick. But yeah, so there's a. Oh, whoops! That's the original movie.
Yeah.
But oh yeah, there we go. So there's those two movies, and then in August there's like a couple ones. Maybe like they're like summer action flicks, right? Like,
I guess Hobbs and Shaw.
Hobbs and Shaw.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, isn't it like the Scary Stories one coming out there too?
I don't know. Is it?
But I think the next big one for sure is also It Chapter 2.
Yeah, that's in September.
And that's in September, and then the next one after that, like for sure, right on top of my head is Star Wars.
Star Wars, yeah.
Yep, which is another Disney thing.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Oh yeah, July 19th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also mid-July. Okay.
Yeah, mid-July.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyways, that's it for us. Thank you guys so much. If you guys have anything Toy Story related at all, whether it's from the non-spoiler or the spoiler section or whatever, and also the rankings. What do you guys rank Toy Story stuff or Toy Story movies in your?
I'm curious. I'm really curious to know what you guys think.
Yeah. Obviously, leave those comments in the related videos or the respective videos. Obviously, we don't want spoilers in this video or the non-spoiler review or spoiling comments. But anyway, thank you so much. We'll be back for more videos and see you next time. Peace.